righty, and tonight we are broadcasting. We are in Music City, Nashville, Tennessee, and the site of the Republican Governors Association and their spring conference. Now, for the entire hour, we have New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu, soon to be called Senator, if he would take my recommendation, but apparently he's resistant. Iowa Governor, RGA Vice Chair Kim Reynolds is with us. Arizona Governor, RGA Chairman Doug Ducey is here. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is with us. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, and the governor of the great state of Tennessee that is hosting all of us is Governor Bill Lee. And we're joined also by a live audience. You are free to yell anything you want at any time. Okay. So all of you have this problem. And the problem is people from New York and New Jersey and California and Michigan, they're leaving their states. And they're going to your states. Florida's seen a huge impact of migration out of these blue states. Now, my only fear for all of you, and I'll let you start first, Governor DeSantis, is that they may bring their liberal policies with them.
So it's interesting with Florida, like the media at the beginning of this said Florida's bad. And I think it's because they wanted to damage Trump in Florida, they wanted to damage me. So they just kept saying it was bad, and even though the facts didn't say it. Like literally last April, they're saying Florida's doing worse than New York. New York was like 10 times worse. And so I think what it did is the people that buy those phony narratives for these media, they probably aren't coming to Florida. But most people see through it. But the people that see through it, they think like us. And so I think a lot of these people are coming. I think they're registering as Republicans overwhelming. And I also have come across a lot of people who, quite frankly, were Democrats. The lockdowns turned them into Republicans because they say, I cannot fathom. People say I was a Democrat because of education, and I'm in California, and they're locking my kids out of school. I come to Florida, they're in school, people are free, people are happy. So I think this whole process has caused some people to reevaluate some of their prior commitments. And if you have a political party that puts the interest of teachers' unions over the interests of kids being able to just access an education at all, that tells you all you need to know about the modern Democrat Party.
Well said. Governor Noem, I actually have noticed, I've taken great note of the ads that you were running saying, come on to South Dakota, we openly welcome you, and specifically, and you did the same thing many of you have with law enforcement. We'll get to that in a little bit. Yep. But you're saying this is an opportunity for the state of South Dakota to grow, and you are enticing people to come.
Yes, I ran for governor on the fact that I was going to bring the next big industry to the state, and I was going to grow the state, that we wanted it to be a place where our kids got out of school and wanted to raise their families there, surrounded by the people that they love. What was interesting is I also ran on South Dakota being an example to the nation, and what's happened during this pandemic has allowed us to tell our story. The thousands of people are moving to our state. And when you ask them, they say that they're moving there because they want to live somewhere that the government respects them. They want to live somewhere they can be free. South Dakota wasn't on their radar a year ago to move to, but it is now. And they wanted to live where they could have a quality of life and they'd be respected. We did 1 week of a national advertising campaign to law enforcement officers and told them, if you want to live somewhere where you're supported, where people respect you and will help you take care of your families and be successful, come to South Dakota. And in that 1 week, we had hundreds and hundreds of applications from 41 different states of law enforcement officers that said, I want to live there because I know they truly respect law enforcement and they'll appreciate my service.
What is the key component? Is it liberty? Is it freedom? Is it low taxes? A combination?
I think that people from all over this country are looking around unsatisfied in many states, the ones that we all know about, with life, in particular, life in the last year. And they've been looking for a long time, but suddenly the differences between our states and those blue states are stark. You know, their kids have been out of school for a year. In Tennessee, all of the kids are in school. In fact, we have a strong school choice program.
Are they wearing masks?
They're not wearing masks. In a couple districts, they are. We have a law in this state that allows districts to make that decision. But I've said I don't think any kid ought to wear a mask. Why? If you want to follow the science, you wouldn't have kids in a school wearing masks when kids do not get sick from COVID. That's science. And it is in these states that have actually increased regulation. Our taxes have been reduced. We cut taxes this year.
Really?
Because we offer tax cuts to our citizens. So there's a combination. There's a combination.
By the way, this is like the Chamber of Commerce for every state.
Yeah,
now,
it
right?
is.
Yeah.
But I'm actually describing a lot of Republicans.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Yep.
Republicans
How many
right
cut
here
taxes?
who cut taxes, who have lower regulation, who have choices for parents, who have a business environment that's attractive to business. That's why every single one of these states, including mine, you know, U-Haul says they measure trucks going in that don't come out, and Tennessee's number one for that. We all have our statistic. There's a stark difference in this country that has surfaced that we all in America see now, and that's why the migration.
We've got to take a break, but that is the phenomenon. I know that for California, if you rented a U-Haul to go to Texas, you pay like $2,500. If you had taken a U-Haul from Texas to California, you could basically get it for free.